Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich with your Witchy Wednesday. Today, I wanted to talk about parsley, another garnish, another herb that we use in cooking that is relatively inexpensive and easy to get your hands on if you wish to use it in your magical practice. But before we go into that, I want to give a shout out to our patrons on Patreon. Thank you, Linda and Sophia. If you would like to be a patron on Patreon, you can hit up the link right down here. Um, and that money goes towards starting our Christo-Pagan church here on YouTube. If you would like to get something tangible for your money, you can hit up the eBay link, also in the description box right there. That money goes towards keeping the lights on, putting food in my stomach, all that stuff. So hit up that eBay link. Always much appreciated. If you do not have the funds to be able to support this channel or support the endeavor of the Christo-Pagan Church, that's okay. You can support this channel or the Christo-Pagan Church in other ways. You can hit up the hit the subscribe button right there. You can hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever new videos come out. You can hit that like or dislike button. Doesn't matter to me. It all appeases the algorithmic gods of YouTube. All hail the algorithmic gods of YouTube. And if you have done all that, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Specifically, if you have used parsley in your practice, let me know what you have done or how you used it or use it in your practice. Not something that I've considered using in my practice before, so whenever I started researching this, it was kind of interesting to find out some of the things. So I am talking specifically from researching, not from practice. So yeah, if you've used it in your practice before, let me know how that works out for you or has worked out for you in the past. And you can also, if it is safe for you to do so, share this on your social media platforms. Without any further ado, let's get into talking about parsley. Now, I don't have any with me right now. It's actually out in the kitchen. Forgot to grab it before recording. I'm doing a recording tear, trying to get videos prepped for whenever I go down to Wichita for a wedding. By the time you see this, I'll probably be in Pennsylvania visiting family and on my way back to New Jersey. So, yeah, by the time you see this, actually, by the time you see Saturday's video, I will already be back home and back at work. So, anyway, let's get into this. This information comes from witchygypsymama.com. And yeah, I'm going to try to remember to put the link down below as well so you can hit up this link. I'm just going to highlight some things from doing research there. This seems from the other websites that I visited and whatnot, to be the most well-rounded, most encapsulating view of parsley. So other websites just had like little keywords here and there, did not have as much information as this website in particular. Again, link down below. A couple things that I have here. Ancient custom dictating that an offering must be made to honor and appease the spirit of the life sacrificed for the meal. And that's in reference to why they use it as a garnish. It is to honor the spirit of whatever is dead on your plate that you are now consuming. It is a way to honor that sacrifice of life. They also say that a wreath of parsley were commonly found at funerals and decorating tombs. Parsley is in fact strongly associated with the dead. It is steeped in superstition regarding Persephone and the underworld. It is rumored that the lengthy germination time of parsley is due to the seeds needing to travel to the underworld and back again to establish its long tap root, which I never tried to grow parsley, so I did not know there was a long germination period for it to actually be growing and eventually being harvested. So stuff I didn't realize on that from a gardening aspect as well. It is native to the Mediterranean regions of Western Asia and Southern Europe. Moving on, dried parsley is often used for cooking, as we all well know. It is used medicinally as a nutritive, toxic to aid in toothaches and bronchitis, as a cure for food poisoning, and even as an antidote to poison. Um, Anything medical here, not a medical doctor, and I do believe they even say that they are not medical professionals. Always seek your own medical professionals before using it in any medicinal manner, please. Um, Moving around here, they say that European folklore says that only pregnant women and witches can grow parsley properly, and that it should be planted on Good Friday for the best crop. There's something similar with, I think it's beans. You are supposed to plant beans at a, sorry for bumping the mic. You're supposed to plant beans at a certain time of the year. I think it's um, after the first frost and right before a certain period, before the spring equinox. I think I'm not certain. I'm not a huge gardener as far as knowing when things need planted and whatnot. I usually just wait till it's nice outside. I'm not a farmer, so I remember there was something about beans with the time of the year. It's like the first thing that gets planted or something of that nature, and I could be totally mistaken and just rambling out my butt here, but uh, I remember hearing something about that. Anyway, should not have gone on that tangent. We're going to move on. They also say that parsley should not be consumed in large amounts by anyone with kidney troubles, who might be pregnant or breastfeeding. Parsley can help dry up a mother's milk during the weaning process. Again, do speak with your doctor to get accurate information on this. So yeah, I'm not going to give medical advice here. But medicinally, it is said to be antimicrobial and antitoxidant, uh, antispasmodic. Uh, it has nutrients. It's a diuretic. It's antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. You can use it to prevent and treat kidney stones, bladder infections, urinary tract infections, bronchitis, colic, and assorted other ones here. I'm not going to read off the long list. Again, always speak to a doctor first. I do want to, hit that home because, yeah, don't just go eating a whole bunch of parsley thinking that you're going to necessarily do anything medicinally correct unless you have that background. Deities associated with it, as I've already mentioned, is Persephone. So if you work with Persephone, this might be an herb for offering. In the magical properties, it is used for honoring the dead, banishing negative or fearful energy, protection, purification, lust, communication with the spirit world, fertility, luck, death, rebirth, and strength. So just looking at this would be something that if you are constantly working with the spirit realm, you have the protection, the purification, and the added communication with spirits and with the dead, and also honoring the dead. So this would be something that I would end up keeping as a staple in the act of communicating with spiritual forces. So something that if you are somebody who is a psychic or medium that constantly works with spirits, this might be something that you want to try. But again, I've never tried it. I've never really looked into parsley. To me, it was more of a garnish that you use in cooking than it has been for magical processes. So it would be similar to how I would use mugwort. However, this is more accessible, a lot cheaper, and it comes in a little thing from McCormick. You can pick one up for next to nothing. Anyway, a lot more accessible to obtain. Simple spells that they have here is use either wreaths or bundles of fresh parsley, which you can buy at the store fresh in a little bundle, to decorate a Samhain altar. which I would, again, not have thought of. I don't usually decorate an altar, so like, as far as with a particular season in mind or whatnot, just not something I've done in the past. Maybe I will start taking that up in the future. Wearing or eating parsley is supposed to protect against uh, drunkenness and increase strength, vitality, and passion. So, yeah, I don't know if I would follow that to a T because, yeah, it just seems like something that I wouldn't want to be wearing or eating parsley just to stave off the drunkenness. Yeah, doesn't seem like it would be a good idea. But it does say wear an amulet close to your skin with dried parsley in it to attract love and fertility into your life. This doesn't have to be physical fertility, but may be the seeds of a new exciting ideas or opportunities. So this is a good little thing here. If you have a locket, now I know they make some that are actually little tiny keepsakes for cremains. Now you can get something like this, like I have for Coda and Houdini and Winnie, and you can get something like that and wear it around. Nobody's any the wiser that inside of it actually has parsley or any other herbs that you might be working with. So, something to keep in mind whenever you're looking for a way to do your witchcraft on the go. So, just something to keep in mind there. Let's see. It also suggests placing parsley seeds on your windowsill or altar to keep negative energies from entering. I would probably use salt personally. That would be a more accessible means or more related need that I have, or a more solid relationship to a working herb, if you will, or a working catalyst than working with parsley for protection. At least personally, I would probably use salt before I would go for the parsley. So let's see. Moving on, it says take dried parsley and roll an oil covered candle in it. Burn this candle during psychic or divination work for more powerful results. This is one thing that I like, is that they actually were giving something like this of dressing a candle. Remember, whenever you are dressing a candle, to dress it towards you. Always bring something towards you. Um, there's different ways to dress a candle, whether you dress it from the top to the bottom, but if you're rolling it in herbs, roll it towards you, so whatever you want comes to you. Same thing with folding any notes or petitions or anything of that nature. Make sure it's always being folded towards you. Just something that I do. Your mileage may vary, so do keep that in mind. But I like this idea of dressing a candle and using that for divination work or psychic mediumship type of work. I do see value in this, so something I would like to actually try. An easy way to do that is to get the little chime candles. Those are always great. Also, Hanukkah candles work great. The little tiny taper ones that you put in a menorah are fantastic if you have those more accessible to you. Pick those up, and you can actually have you can get packs of like 100 of them for next to nothing. So really fantastic, and they're just regular white candles, and you can dress them as you need. Let's see. Take a bath with fresh parsley to purify and cleanse both your body and your mind, or to communicate with spirits of the dead. It can go either way. Um, yeah, I don't know if I would take a bath with it, just because I don't know how I would react with that. I would have to work with it a little bit further before I go taking a bath in it, and not necessarily know the results of, is this going to be a purifying bath? Is this going to be a fertility bath? Is it going to be a spirit communication bath? Is it going to be all three? It could be a little iffy if you just get into a bath with fresh parsley. So I'm not exactly into that one. Uh, Incense created with dried parsley can aid in communicating with the dead as well, as we already mentioned. And the good thing about getting it at the store, whenever you buy it in the little dried parsley in the little shaker bottles and all that. Great thing about doing that is if you have the little charcoal discs and that's what you're using, you can always just get a little pinch out and put it right on there. It's already done for you there. So you don't have to mess with a mortar and pestle. You don't have to wait for it to dry out or anything like that. You can buy it and use it same day, no problems. So some interesting things that I would like to try with this in particular is the possibly the incense and almost definitely the candle. But it also brought up the thought of, getting another one of these little cremation holders or cremain holders for a necklace, and putting some herbs in there so you have some herbs on the go that are being used in your practice while you're just going about your day. They do have some that are not for cremains. They're actually for perfumes and whatnot that you can put herbs in if they're not like really fine, and they probably wouldn't fall out. But I would go more for something like this, and then you can always unscrew it, and if you just need a scent or something like that, you can always just sit there and smell it if that's something that you need. So this even though I have not used this herb in a magical manner before, it has brought to mind some ways that we can use some jewelry in our everyday practice, especially if you are a person or a witch on the go. So some things to keep in mind there. But that's all that I have for you. Join me on Saturday for the Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft by Christopher Penczak. I will put a link down in the description box down below if you do not have your book already. So you can get that and be part of our Witchy Book Club series. We are starting on chapter 1, and we're going to just talk a little bit about the book and go through chapter 1 and talk about some things that I noticed that I wanted to hit on during those discussions. If you've been through a book study with me before, you know how it goes. It's going to be very similar, if not the same type of setup. But if you have not been part of one of our book studies here before, you can go in the playlist and you can look at some of the other book club series that we have done. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Join me on Saturday for the Witchy Book Club series. Again, that is the Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft by Christopher Penczak. The link I will be giving is going to be an Amazon link. So if you have accessibility to a local bookstore or a witchy shop, do patronize those before you go to Amazon, please, if that is something that's safe for you to do so. Anyway, that's all literally now that I have for this video. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye bye.